Thought Cafe presents 7 Reasons Why You're Addicted to Sadness. The addiction to sadness is a feeling that can leave us feeling trapped, hopeless, and alone. We might find ourselves seeking out sad music, movies, or stories, or even feeling like we can't escape negative emotions no matter how hard we try. But why does this happen? Why do we find ourselves so drawn to sadness, even when it seems to do us more harm than good? So in this video, we'll be delving deep into the psychology of this phenomenon and explore 7 reasons why we get addicted to sadness. Number 1. It's familiar. When something is familiar, it means we're used to it. We know what to expect and there are no surprises. This can be comforting, even if the thing we're used to isn't necessarily good for us. When it comes to sadness, being familiar with it can mean that it's become a sort of default emotion. If someone has been sad for a long time, it can be hard to imagine feeling any other way. Sometimes people might also be addicted to the idea of their own sadness. They might have created an identity around being a sad person, and the thought of not having that label can be scary. They might worry that if they're not sad, they won't know who they are anymore. Number 2. It's a way to cope. Sometimes when life gets tough, feeling sad can be a way to cope. When we're sad, we might withdraw from the world and turn inward, giving ourselves time to process our emotions and come to terms with what's happening. While this can be a healthy coping mechanism in the short term, it can become problematic if someone starts to rely on sadness as their primary coping strategy. For example, if someone starts to feel sad every time they experience a setback or disappointment, they might start to associate sadness with feeling better or more in control. Over time, this can create a cycle where they seek out situations that will make them feel sad, just so they can use that emotion to cope. Number 3. It's a way to feel important. Sometimes feeling sad can be a way for someone to feel like they are important or special in some way. They might feel like their sadness sets them apart from others, or that it's a sign of their depth or sensitivity. In some cases, this might be reinforced by external factors, like praise or attention from others. For example, if someone shares their sadness with others and receives sympathy or support, they might start to feel like their sadness is a way to get attention or validation. Over time, this can create a cycle where someone seeks out situations that will exaggerate their sadness only in order to get attention or praise. Number 4. It's a way to feel alive. When we're sad, we might feel like we're experiencing something deeply and intensely, which can be a way to feel more present and engaged with life. In some cases, this might be reinforced by external factors like movies or music that romanticize sadness or portray it as a powerful emotion. For example, someone might listen to sad music or watch sad movies as a way to feel more connected to their emotions, or to feel like they're experiencing something important or meaningful. Over time, they might start to feel like their sadness is a way to experience the full range of human emotion, and that without it, life would be less vivid or less meaningful. Number 5. It's a way to avoid responsibility. When we're sad, we might feel like we're not in control of our emotions or our circumstances, which can be a way to avoid facing difficult truths about ourselves or our situations. In some cases, this might be reinforced by messages from society that encourage us to blame others or external circumstances for our problems. For example, someone might feel like their sadness is a result of unfair treatment from others or of circumstances that are beyond their control. Over time, they might start to feel like their sadness is proof that they are victims of circumstance, or that they are powerless to change their situation. Number 6. It's a way to avoid change. Sometimes, feeling sad can be a way for someone to avoid change or to resist moving out of their comfort zone. When we're sad, we might feel like we're stuck in a difficult situation, but at least it's a familiar one. This can be a way to avoid taking risks or trying new things that might be uncertain or uncomfortable. In some cases, this might be reinforced by external factors, such as your upbringing, where your caregivers would have discouraged risk-taking or prioritized stability over growth. You may even seek out situations that will make you feel sad or exaggerate your sadness in order to avoid change or growth. Number 7. It's a way to punish yourself. Sometimes feeling sad can be a way for someone to punish themselves for perceived mistakes or failures. When we're sad, We might feel like we deserve to feel bad or that we need to be punished for something we did wrong. For example, someone might feel like their sadness is a result of their own shortcomings or of mistakes they made in the past. They might start to feel like their sadness is a way to atone for their mistakes or to show others that they are taking responsibility for their actions. Remember, it's okay to feel sad sometimes. Emotions are a natural part of the human experience, and we shouldn't feel ashamed or guilty for feeling them. But it's important to recognize when our sadness becomes an addiction, when it starts to hold us back and prevent us from living our best lives. Seek out positivity, surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and don't be afraid to seek help if you need it. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.